Papa Pepper, animals on the homestead, chickens.
You heard the rooster. This is Papa Pepper on the homestead, and we are doing another video in the series Animals on the Homestead, where I talk about some of the animals that we have in our homestead, why we have those animals, what purposes they serve, and exactly what we're up to. Now, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I'm finally getting around to kind of the chicken, which would be probably the most common homestead animal. I've already done Muscovy ducks and guinea fowl and quail and rabbits and pigs and goats. Don't think I've done our sheep yet. I don't think I've done cows yet, but we've got some of those too. But this is the chicken, the regular old chicken, which is pretty much, like I said, a staple for a lot of country life, and then a lot of homesteaders too. And actually, in a lot of municipalities and different cities, you can actually keep some chickens, which is pretty cool. Normally, they just don't let you have a rooster, which means you can get eggs, but you're not going to be able to get more chickens. So what we're up to is a lot of things that a lot of people are up to. It's just, hey, here is a good bird. We can probably use this as a dual purpose bird. We can raise them for meat. We can raise them for eggs. We can have them reproduce after their own kind. And then potentially never buy eggs or chickens again, depending on how the flock does. So far we're doing pretty good. We only hatched out a couple last year. For the most part, we've got Rhode Island Reds. We've got this Barred Rock and a couple other ones too, and if none of them go broody here in the very near future, we're just going to switch to an incubator. We did let a couple of them hatch their own out last year, but they're not quite as broody or able to hatch out their eggs to say something like a Muscovy duck or something like that. So what we were looking for was just some sort of animal to have. It's what we started with, and allow the children to build up some responsibility and some things like that. Teach them and train them to do some chores, and allow them to kind of interact with the animals, get used to that type of thing. We'd had some, city pets before, like maybe a lizard and some parakeets, but we were trying to branch off into some more things that were giving us something in return too. So we have eaten some already, and we've obviously eaten their eggs. We've also hatched out some of their eggs, and then one thing that a lot of people maybe don't really think about in the city, or kind of in the industrialized world as much, as then also the manure. Now they have a very high nitrogen manure, which means you have to compost it first, but depending on where you're keeping them, what you're letting them do, as long as you've got some sort of coop or some sort of place that they're going to be spending the night, that type of thing, where they're not just free range all day, what it does is it allows you to collect all that manure and then compost that, and then use that in your garden, use it on your fruit trees and stuff like that too. So this is chickens. We've got them for meat, we've got them for eggs, we've got them to make more chickens and eggs. Not only is it for our personal use, but we could potentially, sell or trade eggs and things like that too, or sell chicks, trade chicks, barter, stuff like that, because part of the economics we like is just building relationships with people and being able to share what we've got, they share what they've got, and everyone winds up better in the end. Alright, pop out.
As always, I'm Papa Pepper, and I'd like to remind you, don't post for free. If you'd like to be part of a revolution in social media, an economic power to the people where users can actually blog for cryptocurrency, then I'd recommend that you check out steemit.com and join the revolution. Papa out.